Hello everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween. Of course, this month I am posting a brand new video every day in October, so definitely check out some of those past videos. They're all in the 31 Days of Halloween playlist. I've put up top 10 horror podcast list. I just posted a 3-part collection series, all kinds of cool stuff, so definitely check those videos. I have a bunch of cool stuff and stuff coming all month, so definitely check that out. Now that we have that out of the way, we are here to talk Possessor. Now guys, I was fortunate enough to be able to catch this movie in a local theater that I have in my area. I am so thankful that I have an independent theater that I was able to go and support. And if you guys have a local theater around you, if you feel comfortable going to see a movie, I really encourage you to try to see this movie and as many movies as you can theatrically. It's just so bleak for so many local theaters and local business owners, and you know, if you feel comfortable seeing a movie, go get that theatrical experience. I know a lot of us haven't been able to do it. I've been going for a couple months. I have been looking forward to Brandon Cronenberg's Possessor for a couple reasons. First of all, the trailer just looked awesome. Seeing that trailer for the first time, I was just kind of floored, thinking to myself, what is this? This looks amazing. Of course, then I saw it was directed by Brandon Cronenberg, so my interest was fully piqued. Of course, David Cronenberg is just a master of body horror, director of Videodrome and The Fly. He is just a master of his craft, so I was really nervous and excited to see if Brandon Cronenberg is rising to the occasion and filling the shoes of his father. And after seeing this one, I have to say, just absolutely yes. Possessor was amazing. Possessor was badass. I mean, this movie was fucking awesome. I was absolutely blown away by Possessor in so many aspects. Possessor stars Christopher Abbott, Andrea Riseborough, and Jennifer Jason Leigh. It's a really minimal cast. It's kind of a minimal storyline too. Although it's a complex idea, it's executed in a really simplistic way. That's one of the positives of this movie, is that its science isn't over-explained. Basically, Possessor allows an agent who works for a secretive organization that uses brain implant technology to inhabit other people's bodies, ultimately driving them to commit assassinations for high-paying clients. And that's essentially what it is. Andrea Riseborough plays the top agent in this agency as she goes under this brain implant kind of process and then takes control of the host subject. She basically becomes a parasite that latches on and takes control of another person, and you get the impression that she's done this many, many times and is maybe starting to unravel, and there's some issues kind of deciding what's real and what's not. Now, this movie and movies like this are usually really hard to pull off, this kind of balancing act of real and reality. The science can be over-explained and diluted and kind of distract the viewer and become convoluted as far as the story was, and that was something that this movie did. They basically set you in the middle of the story, they give you the premise, and then you're kind of just in it. They're not throwing a bunch of scientific mumbo jumbo at you and having scientists nerd out with each other of scientific jargon. They tell you your basic premise, they set you off, and just send you on the journey with these essentially two characters. Andrea Riseborough, of course, has become pretty prominent and well known for Mandy. She's a fantastic actress. Christopher Abbott, I first saw him in a movie called Piercing, which was a really crazy movie. I highly recommend Piercing if you haven't seen it. Movies like this live and die on their performances, and the performances from Andrea Riseborough and Christopher Abbott are absolutely phenomenal. Christopher Abbott in particular, being that his character, without giving too much away, essentially is playing two characters internally fighting each other inside of his own head, and it's just a brilliant performance. Both of them have really the ability to emote a lot of emotion without a lot of effort. They say so much with their eyes and just simple facial movements, and they have really expressive faces, and their performances are just incredible. Brandon Cronenberg does a fantastic job at directing this movie, which is essentially a hybrid of really several different genres. Straight horror movie, psychological horror, almost body swap horror. It's a balancing act of these many different genres that he really does pull off. At times there's like psychological trippy art house sequences, then moments of extreme brutal violence that just come out of nowhere and are just extremely graphic and brutal. It really goes through so many genres, but somehow balances them really well. Like I said, the performances are fantastic. The story is just complex enough to where it's not confusing, it's not convoluted, it's just a very straightforward story following these two characters, both as they sort of unravel. But I cannot sing this movie's praise enough. I'm so glad I was able to see this movie, and I don't want to spoil anything else. I'm going to keep this pretty brief. I didn't really take a lot of notes or anything. I just kind of winged it and wanted to get on here and talk about the movie. But if you have the ability to go see this movie in a theater, I highly recommend it. It was absolutely phenomenal. I think we're going to see fantastic things from Brandon Cronenburg. He wrote and directed this movie and absolutely knocked it out of the park with Possessor. I will say this movie is not going to be for everyone, although it does have those scenes of explosive violence and brutal graphic violence and these trippy sequences and a really interesting premise. It's definitely a slow burn. It's advertised right now as Possessor Uncut. I'm not sure what the difference is as far as the theatrical version or the uncut version, because this is the only version that I've seen released. I think it maybe had another limited release at film festivals and stuff like that. Guys, if you can go out and see Possessor, I highly recommend checking it out. It definitely gets a top recommendation for me. Definitely let me know what you guys thought of it. I am really anxious to hear other people's opinions on Possessor, as I just absolutely, like I said, loved this movie. I can't wait to see what we get from Brandon Cronenburg. And like I said, support your local theater if you can. I'm going to leave a link below if you want to do any at-home rentals that my theater is providing. You guys, you can go to their website and rent any of their movies. It helps support local cinema, local theater. And that's all I got today, guys. Stay tuned tomorrow for yet another video, as I'm posting a video every single day in October. Check the 31 days of Halloween playlist for a bunch of other good stuff. Guys, that's all I got. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.
I love movies. Gosh, I love movies. I love watching them, and I love making them.
Nah, I can do it.